Hello, St. Thomas. I'm Mike Pickett. Along with my wife and my two children, we joined St. Thomas back in 2008, I believe. And, we've really had a very, very good opportunity to spend some time with St. Thomas and the St. Thomas family. And I wanted to visit with you a little bit about that today. This is my first year as a vestry member, and I do appreciate the opportunity to serve the congregation in that way. So when I was a kid growing up in Idaho, my parents would take me to church every Sunday, and I have to admit, as a small child, I really didn't understand what we were doing, other than Mom and Dad told us we were supposed to go. So we would load up and we'd head to church, and I made some great relationships there, learned a lot, and I think it really gave me a pretty good foundation for the remainder of my life. And then time went on, and we had our first child, and when Maddie came into the world, I remember sitting there thinking, wow, how could I be given such a gift with such a responsibility that I've got to nurture her through the entire life. And we went over and trying to figure out what we were supposed to do. We started off, of course, going over for baptism. And as we were standing there for the baptism and I was listening, suddenly I heard the words, "Will you be responsible for seeing that the child you present is brought up in a Christian faith and life?" And of course, we in the congregation all answered, "I will, with God's help." Suddenly it became clear to me why I was going to church all those times when I was a young kid, and establishing the foundations that I have as a Christian in my life. So St. Thomas, this is why St. Thomas is important to us. When we moved down here in 2007, we were looking for a church, and we came from the Lutheran faith. And we went from church to church to church, and we never could seem to find the one that fit all of the things that we were looking for it to do. We decided finally that we needed to expand our search, and we decided we'd go crazy and we'd check out the Episcopalian church down the street, and we happened to walk into St. Thomas. On that first day, when we had the opportunity to meet Katie Noel Lennon and Mother Kelly and the other people within the congregation, it became clear to us that this was a special place. We made that car ride home, and it was kind of quiet as we were trying to think about, okay, what did we just feel? What did we just see? And what did we just experience? And obviously we knew that this was a different place. We have a pillow at home that sits on one of our chairs that says, "You feel like home." And that's exactly what St. Thomas was. So when we think about the youth and the things within the church, I think about Maddie and the opportunities that she had. School programs. So she was in a number of school programs, and it was so important when you would see Katie Nolan or you'd see Gar or some of the other people that would be coming to the presentations and be sitting out in the crowd. It's that whole thing with kids that it does matter whether you see them. It matters whether they see you. And that was so important in building the foundation that they could lean back on throughout their lives. She got to cantor on some Saturday Eve services. She did a couple of Christmas Eve services where she was able to share her vocal talent singing "Oh Holy Night." And she even was a summer intern where she got to spend a summer working with the youth, helping coordinate and organize some of the many things that we do through the years. Lucas spent some time as an acolyte. He also did his Eagle Project and was so overwhelmingly blessed to have the congregation here of St. Thomas support him through that. He put together a children's library. We built the bookcases, but all the stuff that went inside the bookcases was brought together by the people of St. Thomas. And that certainly was a very important thing in his life because it showed the support that he had from the congregation here. Both of our kids, of course, attended Sunday school, had the ability to be involved in ROTC, Vacation Bible School, youth group. They had their Shrove Tuesday pancake feed stations all set up. They did the trunk or treat. They went on hay rides. They helped with Parents' Night Out and breakfast at St. Paul's. Breakfast at St. Paul's was especially special to us for a couple of reasons. Number one, it gave them a world outside of their own where they were able to get outside of the Overland Park bubble and see that there was some good that they could give to other people inside the community. Whenever they needed community service hours for an honor society or something like that, the first thing that they brought to the thought was, hey, let's go to St. Paul's. It was so important that we even took our Boy Scout troop down there, and it became an annual event for them. Again, the outreach that St. Thomas brought to us that we were able to take to others. And when you think about the future of the youth that passed through St. Thomas, you recognize that the future is incredibly bright. Our young people are pumping light into the world, and it's because of the foundations that come from being a part of St. Thomas. So now we're empty nesters. Our kids are off to college, and we're trying to figure out that big question of what's next. You know, we've been blessed that we were a part of a dinner group a few years ago. We got to meet some people that we would have never met before, and we really, really enjoy those people. We've gotten to be a part of our neighborhood group. So it's a new group of people where we're expanding our friendship groups. We call ourselves the Village People. We have a pretty good time, quite honestly. And then Linda is a big part of Faith Group. And so Faith Club, she helps to organize that for the St. Thomas folks that participate in that, and it goes across all religions within the Kansas City metro area. We try and participate in the youth group fundraisers as much as possible. We've been able to participate in the mobile food pantry. And there are so many additional outreach opportunities that have been spoken about in the previous vestry conversations. You know, when you think about this congregation and the things that we're able to do because St. Thomas brings it to our attention and organizes for us, we're really able to pump a lot of light into the world, much like our youth have. So this is that time where we're talking about time, talents, and treasures. And when it comes to time, do you have the time in the coming year to do those things that can help the people in our community or across the world? Be it rolling up a sleeve for 30 minutes and giving a pint of blood, or be it being a part of the Faith Club, or be it taking a longer trip and going with Kansans to Kenya. Those are things that you can certainly provide with your time. With your talents, we're always looking for singers, and if you have any kind of vocal talent or musical talent, Beth is always looking for folks there. And then, of course, treasures. The reality of it is, at St. Thomas, we do some really good things, but it requires all of the above. We do need all the time, talent, and treasures that we can do. You and I pump light into the world, but the question has to be asked, who pumps the pumper? That's St. Thomas. That's what we come to church for every Sunday, so that we can be revitalized, we can be forgiven for the things we screwed up during the week, and we can offer our time, talents, and treasures to the different things that are in our Tower Talk that we see every week. So I ask that you give prayerful consideration on how you can continue to contribute to pumping the pumper as we head into the 2022 season. We appreciate all we do, all you do as a congregation for St. Thomas, and thank you so much for the opportunity today to visit with you about the 2022 stewardship campaign. Thank you.